Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com. I like that one much better.
Yeah, that's
Instead of the Heil Hitler?
Yes.
I'm not hiling, it was engage. And that's why I did it to the side and not as a full thing and not in the Heil Hitler form.
No, you did the racing thing where the lady has the thing up here, then she drops it down. That's what you did.
Hasasha.
Which I knew it wasn't Heil Hitler, but I don't know why. Toxi. She's super liberally sensitive these days.
Listen, if it's even close-ish, why do it? Come on. So many different things we could do.
Oh my god. My oldest friend in the world, Michael Isabel, is in chat. Hi, Michael.
Did say hello. We have
Is
Kyle
this
who's so tucked in right now.
Is this one of the guys who you kissed in Italy?
No, Michael and I, we were super young in Italy, and he would come over and knock on my door and ask if Irma could come out to play. That's how young we were. And he would carry, this is my favorite story, he would carry a basketball under his arm, and his head was as big as the basketball because of his afro.
Nice.
He did take me to my prom, though.
Aw, how cute.
And he has the softest lips ever. He's married now. There's nothing going on. He's happily married. With kids, I believe.
Ew.
Well, you know.
Did you say ew?
I did.
Hi to Jason. Hi to Kyle. Hi to Lisa, of course. Hi to Dawn.
Pull this up, like on the computer.
Hampton,
Thanks
hello.
for being here, everyone. Kyle said, who roped me into this? Probably Toxi and her big giant eyes.
It's how I suck people in before I eat off their head.
Like a praying mantis?
Like a praying mantis.
Well, no, I think a praying mantis has to have sex first before you can eat their head.
No, I don't do that.
Right.
I just draw them in and then go for the kill.
So you're more like a black widow eating her children? Oh, no, the baby black widows eating their mothers.
What?
I
Don't
even know.
black widows, when they give birth and their eggs hatch and thousands of spiders come out, they
Jesus
eat
Christ.
the mother?
That's
No.
way more than...
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think
Hey,
so.
those of you who have access to Google right now, let us know.
What is it like? What is someone who will draw you in using their charm
And then eat you.
and then eat you?
That is a black widow.
Okay,
But
there
it's
you go.
because black widows eat their mates much in the way that praying mantises eat theirs.
I think it's the babies.
Do
Oh, you know
black
what? That's a
widows
Blade Runner
eat
story.
their babies.
That's a memory from the Blade Runner movie.
I'm not sure how we got in this direction already, but at least it's not shit. So...
Yes! Yes.
Congratulations, guys. We got 75 seconds in and nobody's talked about bowel movements. So we're
Except
doing
you,
good.
right now,
Twice.
are talking about it.
So black widow spider babies will eat each other, but they don't eat their parents.
Okay. There's a Blade Runner story where, you know the lady who gives Harrison Ford the void comp test when he goes and she's got the super owl and she's got the freaky eyes. She finds out that she's a replicant, and he tells her a story about watching a spider all summer, and then when the babies hatched, they ate the mother, and it wasn't her memory, it was an implanted memory. That's where I get that from. Of course, it's a movie, so it's probably not true.
Guys, I know we have a lot of fun things to talk about, but I have to share my obsession.
Okay.
Like, obsession. So, I somehow ended up in 2 groups on Facebook that involve missing children. And before I even go into all of this, let me just share that I used to have an obsession with Nancy Grace. But it got so bad, like my daughter was little, and every episode of her show was about missing children, that one day I was like Googling how to get the implant in your child's neck, and I'm like, oh, I should stop watching Nancy Grace. Like, this is what she's done to me.
That's also a Black Mirror episode, I believe.
Yeah, but this is years ago. I mean, we're talking, Nancy Grace is, I think she's off the air now. But this was years and years ago. And so at that point, I'm like, yeah, I better stop. So anyway, I got sucked back into 2. And you guys, they're such crazy stories. They're so crazy. But the one is the one is the Idaho cult. Did you guys see
I need
this
to
one?
ask before you. I want to hear what these stories are.
Right.
But you're laughing as you're talking about how you're sucked in. So you're laughing about the fact that you've been sucked in, as opposed to the fact that there are missing kids, right?
I'm not laughing because there's missing children, but their stories are like
I just need
so
to make
intense. Sure. No, I'm definitely not one to laugh at actual missing children. Yes. So I didn't realize that should have been clarified. But
they're insane stories, by the way.
So this one is two kids from Idaho. Their mom is in a cult. And the two kids from Idaho went missing way back in September. But it wasn't reported until, this one might have been November-ish. So they have a mom. And the mom married a guy recently. The guy's wife, whom she married, mysteriously died 2 weeks before they got married. The mom's brother shot and killed one of the kids' dads not that long prior in an act of self-defense, and then the brother died himself mysteriously in like December. So these two kids are missing. No one has any idea. One's 18, one's 7. No idea where they are. The mom packs their stuff into a storage unit, and her and the stepdad go on a honeymoon to Hawaii.
What? Holy cow.
They go to Hawaii.
Do they not realize the optics?
So, I think they feel that they're, I think they feel they're above the law or something. And at one point, they were ordered to bring the children. They were ordered to produce the children. They didn't. So the mother right now is charged with not anything specific as far as like kidnapping or death or anything like that, but they can't find anywhere that she has supported financially these children since September, and therefore failing to provide support to her children. That's why she's in jail right now. And so they're trying to get her brought back to Iowa. Idaho, yes, Idaho, sorry. It's absolutely insane, but if you go back and read, like, there's things like her niece's husband, somebody tried to shoot him, and it was somebody in a vehicle owned by the dead ex-husband after his death. So someone had the vehicle, drove by, and tried to shoot the nephew. Or did shoot the nephew, but he lived.
I'm so confused. So, okay, the story, to simplify it for all of you, is that this lady and her fucked up ass series of husbands have two kids somewhere and no one knows where they are.
No one knows where they are.
They don't know if they're dead. They don't know if they're alive. They said they were with some family in Arizona, but that's not true either.
And they said, she said the daughter's at college, which she's not enrolled anywhere. And the son is with his grandmother, but the grandmother is actually the one who reported
the kids missing.
And people have been mysteriously dying around them.
People surrounding them have been mysteriously dying.
You know, this really reminds me of, you remember that guy, the reason that KFC stopped delivering and Domino's is like way weird about their delivery vehicles now? Remember that guy that got kidnapped and he had a bomb around his neck and was forced to rob a bank, and then the bomb blew up and clearly killed him?
Oh, wasn't that a Bones episode?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so it's a true story. It happened back in the 90s. No one could, it's like they're fucking Swan Lake and shit up there. So, they couldn't figure out, like, why this guy would do this. Like, he was acting really weird, but he kept telling him, if I don't do this, they're gonna blow up the bomb, and, like, he kept saying all these complicated things, but when they inspected the bomb, it was just two really nice-looking pipe bombs attached to a couple of kitchen timers, and it wasn't even locked. Like, he could have reached up and undone it, but he was so brainwashed into thinking that if he removed it, it would explode. So, then they go, it's really weird seeing myself on a time delay. So they're trying to figure it out, but they didn't figure it out for like 15 years. Like, the cops got called out to some place near where the guy said he got the bomb on his neck, and this dude, Rando, confessed to having a dead body in his freezer. Turned out to be the ex-lover of his current girlfriend, and somehow the current girlfriend and the ex-lover got in cahoots with a drug dealer who got in cahoots with a prostitute who said, oh, well, this guy will do it. And so they got this guy in, the guy that they ended up killing, to rob this fucking bank to get $2,000 so they could get $2 million. I don't know. It's fucking weird and twisted and complicated, and no one ended up spending any serious amounts of jail time for it because everybody involved fucking died.
It's so insane to think that some of these things sound like TV shows, but like they really
happen.
Well, I guess all the TV shows we're watching are based on a lot of those things.
Well, a lot of them are. Like Law and Order SVU, they based.
I'm pretty sure that was a Bones episode,
stuff.
or almost one.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of crime shows that have used that as a basis, but it's a real fucking story, you guys. Wow. Just like, so the only armored car heist to ever not get caught, she turned herself in. She stole an armored car, took all the fucking money out of it, and then this the fuck appeared. And then like 15 years later came and turned herself in because she was living under an assumed name in some other country somewhere, and she wanted her kid to be able to go to college, which she couldn't do because she gave birth to him after she assumed this name, didn't have a fucking identity in order for him to go to college with and stuff, and so I had to reclaim her identity so he could have an identity. And I'm just like, did he even want to go to college? Like, why did you fucking do that? You got away with literally the perfect fucking crime of the century. Everyone else was just like, well, fuck it, we're not finding her. And then you just show the fuck up out of the blue and be like, oh, by the way, I stole all that money all those years ago.
Let my kid go to college.
He ain't going to college. Ain't nobody gonna give that motherfucker a fucking scholarship.
That would better have gone to college. Like, I'd be from jail, like, writing him nasty letters, like, you little fucker.
I sure would be,
like,
too.
I am eating ramen out of the toilet for you.
I'm like, I'll make a motherfucking prison wine. Bitch, you go to jail. Go to goddamn college. Go to college.
So what is the second group you're obsessed with?
The second one is, it's a 15-month-old little girl who is also gone. Last she was seen was in December, but she was just reported missing February 18th.
It's not even toddler age yet, is it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Her mom is very young, and she kept saying, I know where she is. I know where she is. Like, at first it was a sitter had her. Then my mom had her, and she keeps changing her story.
What was that thing with the girl with
dads.
the heart-shaped stickers on her lips, and the mom kind of got away with it, but then didn't? It was like
that. It's a Casey Anthony thing.
Yeah,
it's
Casey Anthony.
It's the exact same story as Casey Anthony. The mom and stepdad have been arrested because they stole a car. The car belonged to the girlfriend's new boyfriend's mom. Like, it's these insane stories. Like, there's so much to it. But today, so like I said, I follow these groups now, like, religiously, and I'm in there, and there was one, they share a lot of screenshots. This girl's super active on social media, like, still.
This is the second.
This is the second one. This is the young mom. And a few days ago, somebody mentioned if you're pregnant, you can't take a polygraph, and she's like, oh, how far along pregnant can you no longer take it? So she went on the news today outside of the police station saying, I came to take a polygraph and I couldn't take it because guess what? I'm pregnant. And this was just today. Like, one of these groups, there's like news reporters in there, and they're like,
so I don't understand these people.
Who has taken Nancy Grace's place? Where are you going to find the news except, is it just
Facebook
going to be these Facebook groups? There's like no television show that's going to be...
I don't know if there is. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know that there's anything out there that could get me back into obsessing over, like, missing children. Because I'm telling you, like, I would follow these stories like there's no tomorrow. Like, sorry, I have to stay in tonight. Like, there's a break in the case in Florida. So I'm trying not to get back to, that level of addiction, but goddamn, like, wow. It's insane. I can't imagine.
I can't.
So these are the two that are in the news right now, or that you know of, that are popular right now.
Oh no, they're in the news. I see it a few different places.
Because the stories behind both of these are weird.
Okay, so here's the thing. If my kid ever disappears, I have zero faith that the police will be able to find them. Because here we have two very clear instances where we know the parents know where these children are, but they still can't
But
find
there's
the
not
goddamn
much. But
children.
there's nothing. Their hands are really tied. Everybody's like, why didn't they arrest her for this or that? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You arrest her and then you lose your opportunity to actually arrest when something happens. You can't do it. There's a case I followed years ago. He is still missing to this day. Kieran Horman. Where he went to school. He had a science fair. His stepmother came and picked him up, and then he was never seen again. And she was home playing like Farmville or some shit on her computer while he was missing. And everybody knows that the stepmom knows what happened to him and knows where he is, but like no one can get her to talk.
Well, keep us updated. I don't want to get obsessed.
I shall update you.
My God, and all the like how complicated. I can't even. I haven't got no goddamn energy for that shit.
Okay,
so missing children. Let's lead into something.
Let's talk about what happened this weekend here in Nevada. Here in Nevada on Saturday was Caucus Day,
as we like to call it here, Bernie Sanders Day.
Bernie Sanders Day. Woo!
So. Right now, all the news agencies are reporting, oh, Bernie Sanders is in the lead. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, huzzah. Like, they're all about it. But for the first, at least most of Saturday and for part of Sunday, like, it felt like the media was like, oh, he won in Nevada, but not really. Like, I kept hearing all these reports from people who were like, oh, well, Bernie Sanders won Nevada, but that doesn't make him a leader in this race. And I was like, then I started researching a little more, and the roommate watches a lot of that political bullshit, and it was like people were trying to find ways to justify not saying Bernie Sanders is the front runner in the Democratic election. Like, they would do everything like, well, he got the majority vote, but not the majority vote if you add these two, and these two together. And I was like, y'all, your math don't make no sense. But now everybody's happy, or it seems to be, like Bernie Sanders is winning the front runner. He's won the popular vote in every caucus so far. He just hasn't won the delegate vote, which is
crazy.
The same reason why I hate the electoral fucking college.
So from what I understand, he came in at 47%, and in second place was Biden at 17%. That's how much he ranked. He won here in Nevada.
It was a fucking landslide.
It was great.
So Governor Sisolak is trying to change us, get us changed to back to
primaries. Thank
God. Jesus. Yeah, because seriously, you'd think that having a bunch of grown-ass adults just be like, stand in this corner if you like Bernie, stand in this corner if you like Yang. Okay, not enough Yang people, y'all gonna have to pick a different one. You would just seem like that would be okay, but we are talking about human adults.
Speaking of the only Asian that was on the running ticket that no longer is, Yang got himself a show on CNN, and I can't be more excited.
I like Yang. We were talking about this morning. I've been a Warren Sanders ticket girl for a while. Like, either way, either Sanders and Warren or Warren and Sanders, I don't really care. Like, I'd love to see the both of them on the ticket. But Warren seems to have somehow slipped in the polls dramatically for
She
some
was
reason.
really mean at the debate.
She was not mean. She stood up for herself. She was amazing in the debate.
She was...
But because she's a woman,
it was mean.
As soon as her voice gets a little bit louder, despite the fact that the men do the same thing, she was mean.
Sure.
And that's what she was labeled as.
I thought she was mean.
Well,
that's personal opinion.
I didn't watch the debate.
I thought she was amazing in the
just
debate.
watch the highlight reels.
Yeah.
That might be why you think she's mean.
It could be.
You know, they only take the bad parts out and put them in the highlight.
Yeah, no, I watched every moment of it, and it was absolutely amazing. I enjoyed it from beginning to end, but she came in after Bloomberg, and I haven't seen the debate yet tonight. Tonight's I'll watch later. She came after Bloomberg from the get-go, and that was it. I thought she had an excellent debate night, and
I don't know why she slipped in the polls if she wasn't mean, I don't know why she slipped in the polls. I
I don't know why she
assumed
slipped.
it was
Because-
because she was mean.
Because no, it has nothing to do with there were stories out left and right afterward about how
Don't get me
great
wrong.
it was that she
Don't get
stood
me
up
wrong.
and she had a voice in it, and it was the push that she actually needed, and that they finally there was the spark in her on the debate stage.
Don't get me wrong. I like Elizabeth Warren, and I don't disagree with anything that she said. I can't remember exactly what she said to Bloomberg, but she went after Buttigieg and said that his health plan was something that should be posted to
She
social
called
media, and then Klobuchar,
Is on
hers is on a
post-it.
post-it that probably says, put health plan here.
That's correct. That's correct.
It's
Because she was talking about how their health plan doesn't necessarily have the same substance.
Mhm.
And I don't know. So for my personal opinion, I thought that she was great. She's not going to win.
No.
I mean, she hasn't been close to being somebody who's going to win. If anything, if someone grabs her, as a running mate,
Right,
but
right.
she's not. I mean, the question is, she's not an older white male. Period. That's not.
so
She wasn't going to win.
yeah. So so now I'm voting blue no matter who, even though it goes against everything I believe in politically. I'm
does?
still going to be doing it anyway because my goal right now is getting anyone other than Trump in office. Every part of my deeply American patriotic self is highly offended by our president. He is not making America great again. He is turning us into the laughingstock of the fucking world. Anyway, so my new ticket now, my new dream ticket is Sanders Yang.
I would love that ticket. One will take the millionaire's money to pay for health care and college and all that stuff, and the other one will give you $1,000 a month no matter what you make.
I'm down for that. I'm absolutely down for that. I watched a video recently on another YouTuber's channel, and I'm not going to mention who it was because they don't pay us. But it was a really good video about universal basic income and about how nobody really knows if it's a good idea. It seems to be a good idea, and a lot of the early research into it makes it seem like it's a good idea. But there's still still up for debate because there's no other country that's really doing it, and so there's nothing to base it off of. There's been a few experiments, but there's nothing to base it off of.
Wait, there's no other country that does what?
UBI,
Universal.
basic income.
Oh, got it.
I mean, there's lots of amazing social services. We are actually somewhere at the bottom of the third world countries for social services offered to their citizens. But
there are plenty of non-communist countries that pay for health care and pay for college and child care where you only work 20-something hours a week, and that's considered full-time. You get 7 to 8 weeks, maybe 3 months, 6 months of parental leave when you have a baby. Plenty of non-communist countries that do that.
y'all
Non-socialist countries that do that.
y'all need to go take a look at Australia. I used to work in the HR department of my company, and we had to handle all the HR for our Australia office because they didn't have their own administrative office down there, and we're the closest, I guess. I don't know. We speak English. They speak English. Our head company does not. So we had to handle them. And I'm going to tell you that we had to fire someone. We had to let someone go. And it was a 4-month process leading up to giving him the 30 days notice. And then we still had to pay him to work there for 30 days. And for half of that time, we had to pay him to be there so that he could go find another job. And that is just a very basic employment insurance program that you get as an employee in Australia no matter where you work. You have to be given 30 days notice, and 14 of those 30 days you have to be allowed to leave the building to go find another job. And you still have to get paid for them. And any vacation time you've earned is paid to you, period. There is none of this, oh, we'll give you 30 days notice, but you have 5 days vacation time, so you actually only have 25 days. No. As soon as they give you the notice, you have 30 days. At the end of those 30 days, you get paid your regular check and any amount of vacation time that you did not take that you earned.
A friend of ours was talking about how people don't understand exactly what socialism is. And I wonder, what do you think it is? I mean, do you think the KGB is going to come into your house if we turn into a socialist country? Like, you have no rights to privacy, there's no search and seizure warrants. What do you think is going to happen if we have some socialist reforms? I don't understand what people are so scared of. And they throw that word around.
The crazy thing is that most people don't even know what socialism or communism even mean. And they equate them with Nazi Germany. And Nazi Germany was neither socialist nor communist. They're a completely different fucking entity. They did steal a little bit of communism and steal a little bit of socialism, but clearly they did not steal all of it, because socialism and communism is inherently not racist.
You can call me a communist, socialist, libertarian, libtard. Is that what they use? Libtard, all you want. I just want people to be able to eat. I want people to be able to have a roof over their head. I want people to be able to go to the hospital without going broke. I want people to be able to get the things necessary that they need to live a fulfilling and happy life.
We're not talking about going on month-long European vacations. We're not talking about giving someone 6 months off as their regular vacation time. What we're talking about is the ability for a grown-ass adult who has gone through all of what is considered the very basic requirements to be a grown-ass adult. They went to school, they graduated high school, maybe they didn't go to college, but, they're not an idiot. That they can get a job, pay their bills, and not have to worry about, I'm sick today. Should I take the day off and go to the doctor, or should I just go to work while I'm sick and possibly spread the fucking coronavirus to the rest of my employees? So, that's actually a great lead-in to my next thing.
Okay.
The coronavirus is scary. It's easily avoidable. It's all about washing your hands, people, and staying away from other infected people. The U.S. has very...
Wait, how do you... But it takes 14 days for symptoms to appear, so how do you know?
So, washing your hands is the big fucking thing. Because one of the ways coronavirus is spread is it's spread in very similar ways to the flu. Keeping yourself clean is the number one way to keep it from spreading. But also from not just interacting in normal manners with people. So the coronavirus is easily spread, but it's also easily avoidable. There are very few cases in the U.S. However, China has over 87,000 cases. They've had a shit ton of deaths. And in case you didn't know this, the company I work for is headquartered out of Hong Kong and Macau. The 2 casinos that my company owns have been closed for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Our main form of revenue for our company has been on hold for 2 weeks.
Can I just butt in with a little mini story right here? I just received a delivery of a pen, and I said that it came from China because it took so long to get here. My mom said, be careful, you might catch a virus on.
No.
I know.
First off, the coronavirus cannot survive outside the human body for longer than, I think it's like 48 hours. If you have anything shipped to you from China, the virus is fucking dead unless it's hermetically sealed and been given all the rest of the environments it needs. So don't worry about your shipments from China. I'm not.
And try not to believe the hype. Right. Listen to Sierra. She's going to tell you the facts.
So, I'm going to talk about how it's impacted my life.
Right. Well, the wash your hands part.
Wash your fucking hands and Google the coronavirus. And don't listen to the fucking news agencies because they're blowing it out of proportion. Go to the World Health Organization's website. They talked about it shutting down the Olympics in Tokyo over the coronavirus. They might. If it's still going on.
London actually offered to host it.
Yeah. If it's still going on this summer, then yeah, they probably will. So, my company's main form of revenue is from casinos. all the casinos in Macau were shut down for 2 weeks. They've all just reopened. We've received exactly 8% of our normal traffic. Oof. So if you think that the coronavirus is not going to affect us because there's very few cases in the U.S., you are absolutely wrong. Because whether you know it or not, China is the world's largest economic backer. Period. End of story. Most of your money comes from China's finances. Most of it. Period. End of story. They spend money here. They send us product here. They build the... I'm going to tell you to look around your room right now. At least half of what's in your room was built by someone in China. All those manufacturing plants have been closed. My suppliers for things that I get in China have been closed. Our revenue here in the U.S. is being affected because things that we need to build the parts for here are not coming to us. And I would love to say, okay, well, we'll have them made in the U.S., except nobody makes them in the U.S. That's the problem. No manufacturing in the U.S. anymore because we exported it all to China. Not for any reason other than it's cheaper to manufacture in China. It is cheaper for us to manufacture it in China and pay the exorbitant shipping fees than it is to send it over here. Because companies mark up their product so much, and they all think it's, because of American workers' wages, and that's not what it is. American corporations mark up their product way, way more than they should. And that profit is not actually given to American workers' wages. It's given to American CEOs' wages. Anyway, I'm going into political financial shit that I don't want to get into. But we delay people off here in the U.S. because of what's happening in China. And so I think few people really realize how much this coronavirus is going to affect the rest of the world, even if it never spreads that much farther outside of the few countries that it's gone into. There's a hotbed in Italy. There's a hotbed in, I think, Iran. There's a few cases in other places in Europe. There's a few cases in the U.S. There's that whole goddamn cruise line, and that's another goddamn reason why you'll never catch my ass on a fucking cruise ship. Whole goddamn cruise ships. People stranded on cruise ships in the middle of bays for fucking a month at a time because this fucking coronavirus. And people who weren't sick got sick because they were stuck on the goddamn boat with the sick people. So you know what? If I ever take a vacation, it's going to be an all-inclusive nudist resort somewhere in the fucking Yucatan. It is not going to be a no goddamn cruise ship because I'm not getting stuck without power and no shitters that flush, and I'm not getting stuck on a boat with a bunch of fucking sick people. End of story. Because they were arresting people who were jumping off the boat to swim ashore, and I'd have been one of those bitches. I was like, I'm fat, but I can swim, I can float, but you are not going to catch me on this goddamn boat. I ain't not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, I swore off boats after I saw Titanic.
I'll never let go, Jack. Bitch, you let go. You gotta scoot it over. There's plenty of room for Jack's skinny ass on that goddamn thing.
Plenty of room on that iceberg. Although how she didn't freeze, I don't know.
There's plenty of goddamn room on that door. Scoot over, bitch. Your ass ain't that fat. Neither is his. Y'all both poor ass Europeans. Y'all ain't fucking keto and shit. Scoot over.
Alright, before we get into some fun stuff, do you have anything, Toxi?
Did you guys hear that the Daredevil, Mad Mike Hughes,
killed himself in his rocket, right?
Yeah, he was trying to prove the Earth was flat.
Trying to prove the Earth was flat, yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite responses was from Mo Alexander, who said, bitch had enough knowledge to build himself a rocket, but not enough math to do the fuel to weight ratio. Oh my god, I died laughing. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he made a self-made steam-powered rocket. Went out to the Mojave Desert, out in Barstow. That should have told you something right there, buddy.
Y'all give the Mojave Desert a bad name.
You know what?
Nothing good happens in Barstow but Del Taco.
You have to give him some cred for having the conviction to try to prove his point.
No. You do not have to give this bitch any sort of motherfucking credit. First off, Earth's not flat. Second off, bitch, you're not a scientist. You can't build a rocket and just fly it wherever you want.
The Science Channel was going to feature him on an upcoming series called Homemade Astronauts.
Bitches, y'all know.
Leave it to NASA and SpaceX.
And Bigelow. Leave it to Bigelow.
Who's Bigelow? The tea company?
No. Bigelow Aerospace.
I drink their tea.
Yeah.
I drive by their offices here in Vegas every day, and it's that beautiful Tudor-looking like mansion house right off of Pecos. I so want to work there so I can work inside that house. Like, I don't care what I do. I'm gonna just sweep motherfucking floors.
Or those Russians that go to the space station all the time.
Yeah.
Let them handle it.
So the rocket went straight up in an arc and came straight down.
Mm-hmm.
Jasper says, we didn't learn anything about the Earth, but we sure learned something about naturalist selection. Now did we? Yes, we did. Round or flat, splat is splat. That's a good one, Vendetta. I like
Awful.
that. No, that's not awful. That's good.
There was that. And hey, before we get into anything else, really quick, next weekend, starting this Thursday, is XLence Plus winter weekend. So go to XLence Plus, XLencePlus. We will be broadcasting Saturday night. It is at the Plaza downtown. They have events going on every day, and I asked for a list of the vendors. Because they have a vendor fair happening on Saturday. So once I get the list of the vendors, I'll share with everyone.
Do you know if his Friday or Saturday night party will be open to locals with ID?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We're working on that.
We'll post it on our SinCityBounty Facebook page, and if we can remember to, we'll post it on Instagram and Twitter as well.
I'm making faces at myself.
Just to share, I also, as I was pulling the information for this weekend, I had noticed that he had posted about an Orange County bash in September, and I pulled up that info only because, number one, it's at a really cool hotel in Santa Ana. It's a really great place. It's a courtyard, but they're all, I've been there for soccer.
A Marriott courtyard?
Yeah, a courtyard. But that one's September 10th through the 12th, and that is an Orange County beach bash.
Okay.
So, of course, he has Jersey coming up later, and then the Summer Bash.
The Vegas Summer Bash.
And then after the XLence Plus Bash will be Bree's pop-up party the following week. So a lot going on this summer. A lot of fun things happening.
Cool.
But it all kicks off this coming weekend. So
look for us on Saturday. Well, while you're out on your Saturday night date or whatever, you'll hear your phone beep.
Bing.
If you set yourself up for notifications when we go live.
We'll be live. It'll be fun. It's always fun.
I always love that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled a few things off the internet to fill some time. We have about 10 minutes. I want Sierra to say that word.
Okay.
Well, she'll tell the story and then...
Yeah. Canadian scientists give vicious name to newly discovered T-Rex relative. The dinosaur is called Thanatotherastes degrutorum. The first word is Greek for reaper of death. It means Thanatos. The animal was 8 meters or 26 feet long, for you fucking rubes, long, and a relative of the T-Rex, research said. It is called Thanatotherastes degrutorum. The first word is Greek for reaper of death. It is also named after John and Sandra de Groot, the couple who found the fossils on the shore of Bow River in Alberta, Canada. The discovery was made by a team of researchers from the University of Calgary and the Royal Tyrrell Museum of Paleontology. It is the oldest Tyrannosaur species ever found in Canada.
I love that name. I love the name.
Thanatotherastes degrutorum.
Anyway, so I found a couple of articles. One was shower thoughts of the week from Reddit, because Reddit is awesome for those of you who don't have a Reddit account. But the one that I would really want to talk about are names that have been banned around the world, because it's crazy what people try to name their kids.
Yeah.
Well, without looking, I can almost guarantee is Adolf Hitler on one of these
Yes.
lists.
It is
It's on
listed.
yours.
It is listed as an addendum to another name.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have seen people fight to be able to name their child
it's
that.
on mine.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with you.
Just pick one.
So Lucifer.
I love the name Lucifer.
I do.
I would totally name my kid Lucifer.
Well,
It means light bringer, you guys.
so it says in 2017, German officials intervened when a couple in the city of Kassel submitted paperwork to name their newborn son Lucifer. They've all been denied. Iceland refused it. But in the U.S., a whopping 26 newborn baby boys were named Lucifer in 2018.
That's because USA rocks.
That's because we have freedom of speech. We can name our kids whatever the fuck we want.
Well, we
Pretty
can't
much.
because there's a list.
Pretty much everything.
We can't name them anything.
No. I so far haven't seen anything on here where the U.S. was like, you can't do that. So the first one on mine is Venerdi and Venerdi.
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 In 2007, an Italian court ordered a couple to rename their son who'd been baptized Venerdi, which is Italian for Friday. You can't name him Friday? What?
Because of the Robinson Crusoe. The Friday is the slave in Robinson Crusoe.
Oh.
Or the companion.
Well, it doesn't say
Whatever.
that in here. Friday's just a goddamn day, y'all.
On mine, I'm picking Hermione. Hermione and Harry Potter appeared on the Forbidden Names list in Sonora, Mexico, which apparently considers visiting world-themed monikers potential grounds for bullying. They're trying to protect the kids there. Other character names on the list include Batman, James Bond, Terminator, Rocky, and Rambo. Although, just north of the border in the U.S., 79 baby girls were named Hermione in 2018.
I didn't have any kids. No, I have a girl. I have a son. I have no girls, which is fine. You got another one on your list?
So here's one. Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii.
I love the name Tallulah, but her whole name is
Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. Yep. In 2008, a New Zealand family court took custody of a 9-year-old girl named Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii so that her name could be changed.
New Zealand is on this list a lot. Like, there's some very seriously strict things about what you can and cannot name your kids in New Zealand. So, this one is BRFXXCCXXMNP,
It's like what your cat would accidentally type on your computer.
Sweden's naming regulations led courts to reject a couple in Hampstead who wishes to name their son that. It's pronounced Albin, by the way.
It's pronounced what?
Albin. The parents described the name as a pregnant and expressionistic development that we see as an artistic creation. Jesus Christ, lay off the fucking chocolate sweetener. Albin.
Another name on this list is Cyanide. In 2016, a mother from Wales faced obstacles when she tried to name her daughter Cyanide. Quote, "This is one of the most rare cases where the court should intervene to protect a girl from emotional harm that I am satisfied she would suffer if called Cyanide," close quote, the judge declared.
So here's another New Zealand list. Anal. Spelled A-N-A-L.
Anal.
The name Anal is on a list of prohibited baby names from New Zealand's Registrar of Births, Deaths, and Marriages. Also known as anal. Anal.
Oof. I pulled up some American names that you can't, just because I'm curious. And deviate from that particular list, but I think Messiah is on one of them.
Yes.
Is it on mine? So Messiah, even though this here says that in 2018, like 1,900 newborn boys and 33 girls in the U.S. were named Messiah, it was challenged in Texas, and it ruled that it was illegal, and the baby had to change his name to Martin. Because in Texas, they stated it was a title that has only been earned by one person, Jesus Christ.
Oh, so that's on here too. So The name has faced legal obstacles in the U.S. In 2013, a child support magistrate in East Tennessee ruled that a 7-month-old boy named Messiah must have his name changed to Martin. The word Messiah is a title, and it's a title that has only been earned by one person, and that one person is Jesus Christ, she proclaimed. This is the judge. The decision was overturned on appeal, and the judge was fired. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because your belief that only one person in the world can be named something is...
whack.
Wiggity. In 2018, 1900 boys.
Yeah. In America, you can't use numerical symbols for your baby's name. Mm-hmm. Or in California, you can't have accents on your baby's names.
That's actually Lucia. That's no. Lucia. So it's on yours, right here, number 11.
Oh, yeah. In 2012, an opinion piece, San Francisco Chronicle, writer Luis Friedberg lamented a California policy barring accent marks on birth name records. When I tried to record my newly born daughter's name Lucia on her birth certificate last week, I was told I couldn't. He wrote, at least not correctly. I was told I could record her name without the pesky accent, which is pronounced Lucia, rather than Lucia, the way it's spelled.
So America can get a little crazy sometimes, but
yeah, hopefully
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is on here for the U.S. And then here, this one, I don't even know how you'd pronounce it.
Let me do one for my list. Please.
I am not going to pronounce that. I'm far... As you can see in this video, I am the palest one in this room. I am not allowed to say those words.
In Denmark, parents can choose from a government list of 7,000 approved names. Those wishing to pick something outside the list must receive official approval. An assistant professor for the Department of Name Research, they have a Department of Name Research at Copenhagen University, told the New York Times in 2004 that he advised authorities against approving the name Pluto, like the planet, or the Disney dog. Other rejected names in Denmark include anus and monkey.
So where's it? This one. Okay. I'm going to read this list, and I'm super upset that we can't name our kids this. Okay, Chow Tao. Chow Tao. In 2006, Malaysian authorities released a list of unsuitable names for newborns, including the Cantonese moniker Chow Tao, meaning smelly head.
Oh, that's a horrible name for a kid.
Other no-no names are Sorchai, which means insane, Kiao Ku, which means hunchback, and Woti, which means sexual intercourse. Oh. The country doesn't allow parents to name their babies after animals, insects, fruits, vegetables, colors, numbers, or royal titles either. So there will be no Duchess Woti. No Duchess of fucking.
So here is a pretty common name here in the United States. Linda. In 2014, Saudi Arabia's Interior Ministry shared a list of 50 names banned by the government. They were names chosen based on religious connections, foreign origin, and because they broke from social traditions. The foreign origin criterion seems to be the case for Linda, one of the more Western-sounding names on the list. Banned in Saudi Arabia.
I bet you Karen's on that list too.
Do you have Facebook on yours?
That's on mine. Facebook. Another choice from the Mexican state of Sonora's forbidden name list was Facebook. Twitter, Yahoo, and email were also on the list. Other countries appear to allow the name Facebook, however. In 2011, an Egyptian father reportedly named his daughter Facebook as a nod to the role the social media service played in Egypt's revolution.
I love that.
Well, you won't be hearing my kid named Reddit. Because if the revolution must be televised, it's going to start on a Reddit thread.
Mine would probably be Pornhub. I don't...
I got some Pornhub searches for you to look up later.
Here's one, RoboCop. The 2014 law in the Mexican state of Sonora. What the fuck's going on in Sonora?
Sonora wants to protect their kids from being bullied.
Forbade parents from registering baby names that officials consider derogatory, pejorative, discriminatory, or lacking in meaning.
RoboCop's not any of those things. RoboCop was a paragon of fucking robotics.
In New Zealand, again, princess has been banned, along with prince, king, queen, duke, major, bishop, saint, sir, lady, constable, and baron.
I would like you to know that the name lady is not banned in the Philippines, though. I have worked with at least 2 women whose first name was Lady. And that's very weird for me because lady is an official title. And to call someone, excuse me, lady, I'm like, come here, lady.
Prince William's on this list, which is from a town in France. They wanted to name their son Prince William, but a local court denied the request, stating the name would bring the child a lifetime of mockery.
A lot of these decisions, a couple of them, of course, were religious, but a lot of these decisions is because a child is going to be made fun of. But here in America, a lot of names are allowed, whereas in other countries they're not, because of that freedom thing. But I don't know. I wouldn't want my kid to be called, I wouldn't want to know a kid here in America called Smellyhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would feel so bad for that child.
I would too. But I am such a freedom of speech proponent.
I know.
That I'm like, listen, that kid's life is going to suck a dick. It is going to suck a dick. But hear me out on this. They can always be called something else. Just because their legal name is Smellyhead, doesn't mean they have to be called Smellyhead. Although you'll always get that one motherfucking substitute teacher in class who won't read the little note on the roll call list where it says student prefers whatever name, and they'll just rattle off your goddamn name. Smellyhead? Is there Smellyhead in here? And you just be like, no.
We've actually had issues at school with my nephew. His name is Thomas Joseph, but he's called TJ. He's been called TJ since birth, but they absolutely insist on using Thomas as his name, and he's like, no, it's not my name.
Yeah, no. First off, if someone tells you, please call me this, use that name. Period, end of story. You don't have a right to say, well, your legal name is, and so I have to call you that. No, bitch, you can call me by the name I gave you. That's the name you can use. I don't go by my legal first name. As a matter of fact, I'm changing my legal first name later this year. But,
she has given me permission to use her old name.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did. You said you can still keep calling me.
Oh, yeah, you can call me my regular name, but that's not my first name.
I know. What I've been normally calling you.
Yeah, no. You will all still call me the name you call me. That's not changing. My legal first name is changing. What you call me will not change.
I'm gonna call you your legal name, the full name.
Which she'll love.
I will.
I'll just have to remember which your actual last name is.
I will. Because, so we just have a few minutes before we close out. I've actually been struggling with this. Maybe you guys can help me out. I really want to change my name. I'm committed to it. I'm going to do it. Oh my God, all the things I have to fucking change. My bank account, my credit card, my fucking utilities, my car note, my car insurance, my personal insurance, my
and there's
work.
orders that you have to do it too.
My work, my emails, my work emails. Well, my regular email I don't have to change, not my personal one, but my work email I gotta change. My kids' school registration forms. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go into every building known to fucking man, because you know you can't just do this all online. Because everybody's gonna be like, we're gonna need a copy of your new birth certificate and your new social security card.
You don't have to get a new social security number, do you?
No.
No,
Okay.
it'll be the same. It's just the same as if you get married or divorced.
Okay.
It's just the
No.
same process of a name change. It's long, it's cumbersome, it's a pain in the fucking ass.
But now when people call and be like, can I speak to blah, 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 I'll be like, I don't know who you talking about. It's like, ain't nobody here by that name.
I will say that because Sierra's my daughter's emergency contact on everything, but it's in so many different places that I always kept forgetting like what your real last name is, because I think it's like, wait, is it this or is it this? And then, so whatever, if anyone calls you from anywhere regarding my daughter, you just have to answer to whatever I put down at the moment.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Because it's literally like different names in different places, and I'm like, I think it's this. Then later I'm like, that might have been the wrong last name, but she'll know to answer.
The thing is if you have any previous names, you can still answer to those names, and also your debt doesn't go away just because you change your name.
Right.
It's tied to your social security number, not your fucking name.
Otherwise, I'd already be Anastasia Beaverhausen. So
Wait, what? Anastasia
yeah,
Beaverhausen?
it's from Will and Grace.
Oh.
She goes, I put everything as that, like it's listed as my name in some different places. Just because I love it, yeah.
Okay, that's it, you guys. We haven't done our call to action, so we're going to do that now. If you are watching this video on YouTube, which we hope you are, we're having some problems with our YouTube thing, please like and subscribe. It doesn't actually generate any money because we say fuck on this show, and that immediately demonetizes
And
us.
vagina.
But if you do want to help support us financially, which we would love for you to do as well, even for $1 a month, please visit us over on Patreon. You can find us anywhere and everywhere at SinCityBounty.
I'm Alexia.
I'm Sierra.
Toxi.
And we will see you next time.
If you'll breathe enough.
Later, bitches.